Get ready for this creepy story. It's gonna be really spooky.
Do you believe in the boogeyman? This story is called Laughter in the Night. So let's get through this creepy story and see how creepy it is. My dad and I would occasionally go hunting together when I was a kid. I was 14 and my dad knew a guy who owned what seemed to be half of Georgia. I mean, the amount of property this guy owned was ridiculous. He let people hunt out there, and if he trusted you, he'll let you camp out there for a couple of nights if you wanted. He always make sure we had a way to call for help though before we did though. I love camping out there more than I did just going hunting for a few hours then coming home. I like the woodsman feel of living out in the woods. We woke up early one morning and hiked into the woods. It was still dark when we got to our stand. We didn't see or hear anything, not even birds. I remember my dad communicating on it and looking back at it. Should have been a sign. We picked up and looked for a spot to camp, and we would set up again later that evening. My dad suggests we go deeper into better our chances of seeing something, so that's what we did. We hiked for a few hours, found a clearing to set up a small camp, got settled and passed the time freaking ourselves out by talking about Bigfoot and other woodland creatures. We hiked a ways away from camp, set up our blind set up our blind and wait. Set up our blind and wait. Again, nothing. We get back to our tent and has been pulled up and laid flat. Not in a neat way, but it's just kind of laying there. We thought it was just the weirdest, we thought it was just the wind or something, and we didn't put it up right, and it collapsed. We didn't think much of it since we didn't see or hear anything all day. We decided to leave the following day and try again later that week. We settle in for the night, build a really small fire, and just relax. Again, not even birds are making a sound. I remember thinking how odd it was to be this deep in the woods and only hear one or two birds that whole trip. Oh well, maybe we are making too much noise and scaring everything off. We go to sleep soon after settling in. It's pitch black, middle of the night. I woke up for some reason, just trying to go back to sleep. I'm in the half asleep, half awake phase when I heard laughing. I kinda jolted awake, but didn't hear it anymore, so I figured it was a dream. I lay back down, and a few minutes later I heard it again. It continues getting pretty loud. I woke up again, but this time my dad is up too. He whispered and asked, "Did you hear that?" And this is when my heart dropped. He heard the laughing too. The laughing's probably not like that. It's probably like creepy. It's probably like, yeah. It wasn't a dream. We heard it again, and it was fate. And now that I'm actually awake, I am paying attention to it. It sounded like several of people laughing. And it wasn't cackling or sinister laughing, but it's just a kind of normal laugh. It didn't last but for maybe 5 or 6 long seconds. I have never felt that much fear before in my entire life. We didn't hear it anymore after that, but needless to say, we didn't get any sleep. We packed up as soon as the sun came up and got the fuck out of there. My dad was convinced someone followed us and was playing a prank. That's why we didn't see anything. He said while we were in the stand and blind, they were scaring all the wildlife off with their unmasked scents and being on the ground. He says this but he didn't go back there for over a month. When we finally go back, he mentioned it to the guy who owned the place on the property. He wouldn't let my dad hunt there anymore. Didn't say why either. My dad thinks he made the guy think that my dad was going crazy or something. I guess it was possible for someone to have followed us out there. They must be illegal ninjas, though, because we went out before daybreak. Nobody but the owner was parked out there that morning. There were dead leaves and sticks everywhere. When they decided to laugh, it came from a different spot. I never heard a footstep. What do you think about that creepy story? What would you do if you heard laughing in the middle of the woods? And you don't know who's out there. Someone, you have to be careful wherever you go, because some people are crazy and like to do crazy stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tap the bell to get notified every time I upload a brand new video. So, peekaboo, I see you. The creatures are coming to get you. Bye.